YouTube was good. It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner. This is going to be a season review for ZeroZeroZero. This is a show that's on Amazon right now. You guys can check it out if you want to. After this review, hopefully this will give you some type of guide if you guys want to check it out or not. This is a 8-episode mini series, I guess you could say. I don't know if this is gonna be more seasons. It could be. But let's just call it a short season. This is a season about the drug cartel between the Italian mafia, Mexican mafia, and right there sandwiched in between the two, a broker family, a family that owns this shipping company who is a broker that, you know, ships many different things around the world, but their main source of income is definitely cocaína. Is that coca is the kilos of coca. And this season is about a family of a head of a household who had this man who's in his late 50s who has a son and a daughter who has lost his wife, and his son, he lost his wife to a terrible disease that his son also inherited. And it's really the father and the daughter that's taking part of this business. And the father doesn't want the son to be a part of the business because he has a disease that will eventually take his life. And the son is being played by the character from Amazing Spider-Man. He played Harry Osborn. He played in Chronicle, the big swollen head one. You guys know what I'm talking about. So it's really about father and daughter in the business of not just everything else they ship, but the daughter also knows about the father's crooked, shady practices in dealing coke between the Italian mafia and the Mexican mafia. So it's really a story about this family's journey to getting one huge, massive shipment from one location to the other. It's basically follow the coke. Like, how do we get the coke? And all of the trials and tribulations that go between it. It shows efforts from the perspective of the brokers. It shows all the efforts and painstaking heartaches between on the Monterrey, Mexico front from the Mexican cartel. And it shows all of the painstaking effort that goes on from the Italian side. All these three different stories, these three different viewpoints to this one objective of this drug. And it really sheds light on exactly, people get the drugs, they sniff, you see them on the corner, you see them in the alley, and you just take it for granted, almost like, what and how many people, what had to happen and how many people had to die for you dopehead, to snip that coke up your nose? If I could just snatch the coke out of the cokehead's hand, give me that. Listen to me, Peter. You see this little bag, this little dime bag? Do you know the story of this? This is just a piece of a huge shipment that once took the lives of 3,000 people to get this in your bratty, snot nose, coke nose, prick, broomstick up his butt, rich motherfucking family, nostril hole. Let me tell you about a story about where this coke came from. And then you can watch this show and be like, whoa. And it's not it's not like it brings a whole new level of appreciation to cocaine trafficking and stuff like that and drug dealing and whatnot. But it provides more education on the effort, the loss, the heartache, the business. And it's just more understanding of what goes into actually getting cocaine from one place to another. And I think this is one of the better shows that does that. If it's a show about, this is more a show about the journey it takes from getting and everything that involves getting a shipment from one place to another, versus an actual show about a dope cartel, a dope family drama. Because this film lacks on that front. It's not like a El Chapo, because in El Chapo on Netflix, they would ship cocaine all over the place, and it'll be in one episode, 2 episodes, it's already there. You know what I mean? Or I have 200 kilos coming in for the Rico, and then 10 minutes later they fast forward and they're already there at the shipment. But what we didn't see is what it took for all those freaking in that 10 minutes for that shipment to get there. This is a season about just one huge shipment, like a really huge shipment. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this is more focused on. So if you guys are like, oh, it's a cartel mafia movie, a cartel mafia show. Yes, it is. But if you're one of those type of people that want to see this for that aspect, I wouldn't really necessarily say that this is what your itch is gonna get fully scratched, and you'll be fulfilled and be satisfied in watching this show, only looking for the aspect to be a cartel or mafia based, because it if you break it down, this show kind of lacks on that front for me. This almighty and powerful Italian mob, that's Don Mino. Don Mino is the head of this Italian mob for the most part. He's kind of on edge because a lot of people are ready to betray him, because a lot of people have went starving. But he really banked on this cocaine deal to bring unity underneath his tutelage, to really show that he's still that dude. And he has discord within his own family where they're trying to challenge his power. And he's really struggling to keep things in order to remain that head dude. And we see the sacrifices that he has to make in order to be the boss, where he puts business over family, business over all. And it's just, I really like that character, Don Mino. I like him a lot. I think he's probably my favorite character in this show. The daughter is a really good actress. Her character as a character, I think she's okay. I neither dislike her, nor I really overly like her either. The son, I kind of liked him. He was okay. He was pretty good. He was a really good actor in this. This is a really well acted upon series. It's got high production value. It's like a movie. It really does. It has a score that won't let you go. I mean, the score in every episode, I think they just have that same ominous tone playing for each episode throughout the entire episode, to where it tattoos in your brain. There's 2 main scores, and they play every single episode. And I will say that I like the style of which these stories are told. Each individual episode is told in a very specific way, and it's repetitive. And it's not repetitive in a bad way. It's repetitive in what's going to happen in this version? There's a twist that happens where it leads you up to about a 60-75% waypoint, and then something dramatic happens, and then it tells you how it got to that scene, and then it gets back and takes off from there. It's really dope. You'll understand what I'm talking about if you do decide to see this series. Lots of good tension in here, a lot of good pacing. This was a really bingeable. It was I binged it in a day. I could have did it in a day and a half. I did it in a day and a half. I finished it this morning, but it's only 8 episodes. You can knock that clean out. It's really only 40 minutes per episode if you factor in. It's like 43 minutes or whatever. So you can knock that out in a day, and I pretty much knocked it out in a few hours. So it's bingeable. All of these things are working for it. But I got to talk negatives. The Mexican stand front in Monterrey, Mexico, where this Mexican militia kind of takes over. There's a beef between, like in Mexico, everything that we've known of Mexican cartel is that you don't mess with the cartel. Cartel is the number one power in Mexico. And each cartel has different families, different factions. Domingo family, the Monterreyes family, the Moreno family, whatever it is. All the cartel rule Mexico. But in this show, it's trying to sell me on 5 people that essentially take over Mexico. Monterrey, Mexico, and expanding. And it's just not believable to me. It's just not believable to me, because we know that when you deal with the cartel, they know about families, they know about children, they know about mothers, they know about daughters, they know about what you love, what you like, and they will get to you. And the cartel seems incredibly depowered, very human, very weak across this entire show. That's why I told you about those mafia. If you got you mafia cartel fans, if you're here for that, you might be disappointed, because they have very little power in this series. They look small. And that's my issue with Mexico, right? They have this faction that they're doing, I don't want to give it away, but you'll understand what I mean. Now going to the Italian mob part, my problem with them is kind of the same. They're underpowered. A couple of episodes, one family will get the advantage on another family, but then the next episode or later that same episode, they flip the edge on them. But you're like, how? When you clearly had all these. But the problem is with the Italian mob, where are the men? Where's the army? Where are their bodyguards? Where's the guns? Where are the people? Where the freak is the manpower? There is no man. They're telling you they're powerful, but you don't see that they're powerful. You always see like 3 or 4 characters on the screen. I need you to do this mission. Only 3 people go. We're going to start a war. They're always talking about a war. And they only, and what they use to symbolize this war is a shootout between 3 people on one side, 3 people on the other side. That's your big, huge war that you're investing on billions of dollars into. That's the big. So it just looks small and weak and pathetic, if you ask me. And most of them is freaking old as shit. So there's that. But there's a great drama there. But, as far as the cartel aspect, it doesn't cut it for me personally. I don't, you watch Goodfellas, you watch Casino, you watch any mob film. You understand their power from the government to the official. They just are so lenient upon this family, this white brokerage family. And looking at them, where's their security? There's a lot of questions. Like, you should have a militia. They should have a hired team of militia with them 100% of the time. But it's weird how you just see this frail white blue collar family stuck in this web of just murder, chaos, and death. And they don't even have knives or guns. Like, what are you doing? It's just so unbelievable to me. There's a lot of there was a specific episode where they're in Morocco, I believe, and I gotta pay you to get me this truck from here to here. All right, they pay, so you think, okay, they're gonna be good. But then that truck, the people that they pay, it runs into another faction that's deeper, and they say you gotta pay me, and they're like, okay, well, all right, we'll pay you off, and then and then they go, and then they run into another issue. It's like, I understand what you're doing. You're adding on layers to try to stretch this episode out, but let's try to keep it within the realms of realism, please. So, this is a very flawed season. It really is. Some people will find this to be underwhelming. Some people will find this to be very captivating. Some will find this they will find to love the drama. They will find to love the characters and the acting and the quality of it. And that's the highest shining point for this is the quality. It feels very cinematic each and every episode. Budget feels good. Amazon really is laying down coin. This is a quality show, I gotta say. But it does have all of those issues that I talked about before. And even with all of those issues, it's still very much enough for me to give you guys a recommended on this one. If you guys are looking for something to watch during this quarantine and shit that's going on, well, I definitely say if you got a few hours on you, give ZeroZeroZero a chance, and I give it a B. It's on Amazon right now, so go ahead and check it out. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Put down in the comment section below if you already seen it. No spoilers, by the way. I appreciate you. The stream from Friday will be up. There was some things in there that had to be taken out. Talk about it later. We were talking about certain things that shouldn't be, and talked about certain relationships with people that shouldn't be in there. So that stream will be up as soon as I can. It is 5 hours. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I'm Jody Joe, and I'm out this thing. Deuces.